one important thing to think about in going forth and becoming successful in college is to build a network of people around you, a support system, because when you're in school, your focus is on, getting your classwork done and doing your research and etc. But also too, you have to be cognizant that the time that you spend in college is short-lived, right? Maybe a few years, and then after that you have to have a plan on what am I going to do. And what a lot of colleges and the universities are doing is allowing students to intern at different firms, companies, and etc. To get them in the environment, to build those relationships in those networks. But if your program do not have that for you, what you can do is seek to partner up with your universities or community college career center to go over possible ways for you to get out there prior to graduation, because a lot of times if you are getting towards the end of your program, that's the prime time to really form those connections. Maybe a year until graduation, maybe go out and try to find someone through your school, or maybe talk to professors in your department and reach out, or even reach out to different schools, different community colleges, different universities, and say what you're trying to do, and a lot of times they will help you. They will extend resources to you, or tell you where to go to, or tell you, what your next steps should be, because I've done that, right? I've reached out to scholars and experts and professors from different universities and schools to answer the questions that I have. And sometimes they refer me to other people, or they themselves would help me with the information that I was seeking from them. And so that's really important. Another thing that you should be doing towards the end, maybe if you're able to do these things throughout your program, great. But if you're just so swamped with schoolwork and life and etc., make it a priority. Maybe towards the end, the last 2 years, the last year of your program, to really get out there in the industry that you're trying to get out into, right? Because you want to have some kind of job lined up. You don't want to find out once you graduate that, oh my gosh, now I gotta go job hunting, and then possibly it can be very hard, especially if you don't have connections, you don't have a social network that can align you to a person or persons that can offer you a job, in the field that you're in. Also, something important to think about in trying to secure your future job is to, on your resume, not on your resume, but create a LinkedIn account, right? A LinkedIn account is it's an online community, that a professional online community that will connect you to other people in your industry, or you have the chance to connect to other people in your industry. You can get mentored on there. You can message people. You can find jobs that are in your field. It's a really good way to get noticed. And you can just say that, I'm a graduating chemist, or I'm a graduating writer, no, I'm journalist, or etc. And when you're creating your resume, your resume via LinkedIn, or just your resume period, you want to make sure that your resume reads not as a student, but as a professional, someone that's in the industry, someone that has done the work, someone that knows what they're doing. You want someone to see that, okay, instead of you just being a recent graduate, you want your resume to read as if you're actually in the industry. Like, instead of saying well, I have researched a particular thing, you can say that you are a specialist in a certain area, right? You specialize in a certain area, and you've conducted this kind of research in conjunction with this organization or with this university in this particular department. You can say you're an expert in this, or something like that. But it shouldn't read like you're still a student when you're not. You graduated. You're seeking to get out there, and these people that are looking at your resume, they don't look at it for a long time. They don't have that much time to go through your resume on top of thousands of others. Your resume needs to stick out. I remember on LinkedIn I saw a particular format of a resume, and this particular woman had her weaknesses, her strengths, her skills, education. She had a whole lot of different things on her resume that a lot of times they will ask about in an interview. But instead of waiting for the interview to answer the questions, like, her resume said it all, right? Because she set it up that way. So instead of having like your education, your name, education, your positions, what she did was she had the whole shebang of all the possible questions that you may be asked in an interview, and she had it on her resume, so that they don't have, so that they know, okay, well, this is what I'm really looking for. Oh, cool, like, this is a different format. I don't see this very often. So she's creative, she's insightful, she's forward-thinking, and so that, you want to stand out in the crowd, and you want to stand out as you're going through your program, right? Form those connections with your professors, and they will connect you to someone else. Like, that happened to me. Like, I have a professor, and he connected me to someone else that connected me to, opportunities. So that's what you want to do. You want to form those connections, and you want to, really immerse yourself in whatever it is that you're wanting to do, because that's very important. Because if this is what you are passionate about, you want to have a career in, immerse yourself in it. When people see that you are immersing yourself in whatever it is, then they'll want to help you. They'll want to give you guidance and advice and suggestions, and they'll want to go the extra mile, because they see your worth, right? They see that, oh, you're serious about this. Oh, like, wow, like, I think we can do something, like, and that's really important. So really kind of think about that. I think that's the first thing. Really think about, like, how you can create, you really want to create relationships, really early on, like, and when you meet professors and professional people that you admire, that are doing things that you want to do, you need to go and ask them questions. You need to be there in the midst of everything, right? Because if they know you're always there, if they're always seeing you, they're like, okay, well, this person's really active in this particular field. So be active in the field. Be willing to do what you need to do in order to get to where you want to go. And so that's my advice, is to immerse yourself in your field. Don't allow anything to stop you from becoming who you want to become. If you are serious about your future, if you are serious about this investment, then you will take the steps that you need to take in order to get from point A to point B. So until next time, remember, be persistent, have a plan, and execute at all costs. Bye.